Welcome back. We are doing part 2 of Murder-Hobo, She Wrote. our our Chris and Kyle side story to fill our time when everybody else has lives.
1v1.
Well, it's kind of 1.5v1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
1.5. That's
1.5.
more appropriate.
So last time you
Daisy.
took Daisy and her illustrious sidekick, Drew Hardy, were called to the town of Greymore to investigate some murders and to see if they were connected. You found out that there had already been 3 murders by the time you got there. And you learned some stuff about Sir Thames that was murdered before you arrived. You learn some stuff about Mr. Gilly, whose body you were able to investigate upon your arrival. Freshly killed. And fresh as you can get. You know, fresh then frozen. As fresh as you're gonna get. And a before thought to be unrelated death of
Guy on the road.
Yeah. Why can't I remember his name? I should have reread my notes.
You know that guy who was killed on the road, apparently by bandits, but not by bandits. Okay. Quentin. That's him. That's the guy.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah. You arrive after a very long day of investigating. Back at the tavern, you have a long talk with the coroner. Which was useless because he is. While you were having this discussion with the coroner, your sidekick, Drew, was having a chat with one of the patrons who looked a little uneasy. And you found out that they were scared about being next. So, you thought about possibly following them home. And in the end, you were convinced to sleep on it. Unfortunately, in the morning, you awake and find out that Zalith Tass, the town locksmith, had been murdered in her home, found dead, first thing this morning. And that's where we pick up. So you're sitting in the tavern, fresh breakfast in front of you, and staff has just told you the news of Zalith. And your assistant Drew is looking very pale and somewhat upset.
It's all right, Drew. I know how you feel. The one that got away.
I just feel like if we had gone, maybe we could have stopped it.
Yes. But if ifs and buts were candies, and that's it all happened there, Wintercrest. most important thing is to focus on the task at hand, and bring whoever perpetrated these to justice in the name of Zealot and Sir James and Quentin and Gilly and Penny the horse. Right?
Yeah, I guess so. It was Penny the horse.
Yeah. Okay. Poor Penny.
One I'm most upset about.
Yeah. That's the one that stings.
And it didn't hurt anybody.
Yeah, seriously, innocent bystander. But we still don't know where Erin is, right? The daughter of Gilly.
Nope, you never found George's daughter, Erin.
Just tracks that led into the woods and turned wolf-like, if I remember correctly.
They intermingled with some dog-like track and disappeared.
A riding wolf. Or a werewolf. A riding wolf or a werewolf? Wolfman.
I'll never tell.
Great. Well, cold case. Let's call it.
You
Yeah.
fail, the entire town dies.
Yeah. Shit. Should we go meet with Oswald and get a look at the most recent victim?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to eat this breakfast anyway.
No, not too hungry this morning. Maybe a tea, just a quick. I'll put it in the road. What was that lady's name? The one
Staff.
in the Saf?
The tavern owner?
Yes, Saf. SAPH.
No. S-A... Why can't I find it? S-A-G-H. Staff.
GH. Oh, yes. I'll have to walk up to the bar, or we're right. We're down
Yep.
in the.
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me, Saf.
Yes.
Was it was yes. Do you have any to-go cups? Some tea?
I can put them in an insulated flask for you.
Sure. Yes, that way. Yes. Yes.
Sure,
I will be sure to return it.
I'll be back in just a minute.
Okay.
Comes back from the kitchen a couple minutes later. Some nice warm flasks of tea.
Much appreciated. So I imagine you've heard the news.
She told you the news.
She who told us the news.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know where my head is.
The coroner, he left earlier this morning. Go check it out. Said he would meet you there.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Oswald. How long ago did he leave?
Shortly before you guys came down.
Did you hear what time it might have happened, or how was she discovered?
Eldariel, found her, at her house at dawn.
Who? Aldariel?
Eldariel. Eldariel.
Do we know that person?
You've never met them,
Oh, okay.
but Saf tells you they are the town apothecary.
Just walked into her house, or
I don't know. I just know that they found her there at
oh,
dawn.
right? Oh, all right. I'm sure Oswald will have a better inclination as to what happened.
If you're lucky, Aldaria will still be there too.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, thank you for the tea. How much do I owe you?
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll put it on your tab.
No. Okay.
Charge
Yes.
it to Oswald's room.
My tab, yes. All right. Well, we best be off. No time like the present.
Drew brings the plates up to the bar and leaves them there on the way out.
Full plates.
Basically, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. I'm sure the pigs will appreciate it.
Hey, oh, you. Yes, pigs. I knew that, right? She has pigs.
And I just made that up.
Oh, okay. Okay. Pigs. Pig farmer, eh?
I'm
Hmm.
assuming she has some pigs.
Okay. Well, these bodies aren't being disposed of, so he's off the list. All right. And
Staff shows you on your little map, the crude map they drew for you yet the last time. Shows you where Zalith's house is. It's not far. You arrive. You see Oswald's carriage outside the house and shop.
lives
You
above the shop, or
well, the
say
shop is
same.
attached to
Oh,
the to her home.
and she was the walks.
Yes.
Hmm. Hmm. Locksmith A. Blacksmith. Locksmith.
All the
Paladin.
Smiths.
Paladin.
Robert Smith.
What was what was Quentin?
Cooper.
Ah, yes. Cooper. Hmm. What trades people dying, except Sir James, the sheriff. Hmm. 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 Okay.
Yep. You
Um.
you arrive. The
Yes.
Oswald's carriage out front, and an androgynous looking elf, looking distraught, standing outside.
Oh. This. Do I think that might be the Aldariel,
Mm-hmm.
perhaps?
Probably a safe assumption.
Yeah.
Pretty early in the morning.
Hmm. Is there any like police force, town guard type people around?
Not really. There's like one guard that's there just to keep people from stopping and gawking, I guess. But
Okay.
they don't have much of a authority presence here.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Mr. Oswald, top of the morning to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
I guess. Do you want to take a look at the body before I haul it off?
Yes, I would much appreciate that. Yes.
Okay.
And I don't think we've met. I'm Trick
Trick
Daisy.
Daisy.
This is my um, confidant, Drew Hardy.
uh, y- Eldariel, I found Zalith this morning. I, I'm,
Hmm,
I'm just, I'm sure
yes.
you have questions. I'm just gonna wait over here. I
Oh,
don't think I can be here right
yes.
now.
No. Yes. 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 That's. Yeah. I will offer her the tea.
I gladly take it.
It's fresh, still hot, but don't burn yourself. We just find somewhere comfortable, and we'll speak soon.
Um, so you can make an investigation check while you
Yes,
check over the body of um
investigation. Oh, what dice is not gonna hate me? Yeah. No, not that one. Apparently. That's a total of 9.
hey, um I mean it's not difficult to see. You
Mm,
notice
mm.
a similar large splash across the back. However, this time it looks like the implement that was used had prong, kind of like a fork. Um, there are two shallow cuts that run perpendicular to the fatal slash. If you'd like to
Hmm.
make a nature check,
The other injuries didn't have that. It was just one solid.
not that you had noticed, no.
Okay. Nature.
Mm-hmm.
Try this one. Yeah, okay, let's stick with that dice. Nature, big nature. Oh, +4, sweet, 22.
Nice. From what you can see, you think this was most likely the work of claws, but of an immense size.
Okay. Massive block. Cool, that's good. Oh dear.
If you want to have do an investigation or perception of the room or the inside
Yeah,
of the
is she,
house, real quick.
whereabouts was she? Like right in the doorway or in
Um,
her actual house? Or?
in the house, when you first open the door, is mostly one large room. Um, and they were found in the center of the room. She was found in the center of the room. One of her little slipper-like shoes was uh tossed in the fray. It's on the other side of the room.
Right. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, I'll take a a perception of the room. Oh, okay. Okay.
With advantage because Drew is helping.
That didn't help.
Tried.
13. That's okay.
13.
Yeah.
All right.
I rolled a 3 on the second one.
I mean, you've been doing this for a while, so you know what to look for. What you notice is there is furniture tossed in this room. The key still sits in the keyhole on the inside of the door, and the door appears to be broken open, with the frame smashed inward, still locked.
Mashed inward.
Yeah.
Looked like she was trying to lock the door behind her.
The door was locked from the inside.
Or did lock the door behind her.
Yes.
Hmm.
And position of the body, she fell facing the door.
Oh. Fell facing the door. With the door smashed inward. And okay. Okay. Well, shit. Interesting. Does this look just the furniture that's tossed around? Does it look like there is a struggle, or does it look like someone was looking for something?
Looks like a struggle.
Okay. But the door smashed in.
Yes.
Okay. The lateral smashed in after? With the screams. Okay.
While you are doing this, Oswald is packing up
Yeah.
Zayla's body, packing her into the chest of preserving.
All right.
Are you done here?
Apparently, yes.
Well, I can leave her if you still need.
Well, I mean, you've already moved her. It's all right.
He doesn't seem to care.
No. Are you in a rush, Oswald?
I would love to go get a nap in. I didn't sleep very well last night. The beds at the inn are terrible.
Oh, I mean, no 5-star rooms, but I think they're quite cozy. You didn't hear anything last night while you were awake, did you?
Nope.
Oh. All right. Well, if we need you, we'll come find you.
All right. If you happen to come across my cottage key, I seem to have misplaced it.
Your what?
My cottage key.
Your cottage key?
Yes.
Oh. All right. Did you lose it here, or?
Oh, I misplaced it last night on my way back from the tavern. I must have, because it wasn't there when I got home.
Yeah. Well, you should probably be more careful with things like that.
Clearly. He
Is
goes,
that where you're taking the body?
there's another place that he takes the bodies. The office. Like where
Oh.
the sheriff's office is,
Right. City morgue.
basically.
Town morgue. Okay. Um. Right. Well, if we do need you, where are you going to be, at the cottage or the morgue, or
Probably at the
at the inn?
morgue, doing paperwork for the next little while.
Eh, Yes. All right. As you were.
Let me know if you find anything.
Yes. You do see the connection, though. Yes.
Of course, yes.
Mm, yes.
White.
Quite. Yes.
White.
Indeed. All right. Well, we won't hold you up any longer.
All right, get back to
Ta-ta.
work.
Yeah. Um. Can I look around for any iconography of Solon?
Saloon?
Saloon?
Sure,
Or Shar?
sure.
Or Swords of the Lady, I guess. So, well, yeah. No, yeah. That was the name of the paladin troop, eh? Swords of the Lady?
Yes,
Yeah, okay. So,
those are
yeah,
the Knights of Saloon.
Saloon and Shar, I guess.
um, yeah, make an investigation check.
Investigation. Who do I trust? This one. Decent enough. Investigation. 21.
All right. Um,
Here on top
you do, heading up the stairs to the loft. You find she does have a book of worship for the goddess Saloon in her chambers. You'll remember she is a drow.
Yes.
Um, with a 22, you also notice
21.
21, same thing.
How do you
Close
spell
enough.
Saloon? Sorry, I wrote it
S
extremely fast last time.
Selune.
Saloon. Yeah, that is not how I spelled it before.
Did you write it saloon like Saloon?
No, I wrote Soelin. I don't know why, but I did.
How many drinks deep were you?
I was probably almost done the bottle.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It's right near the end of the. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
I then changed it to Selune, though. That's right at the end. So
Okay.
okay. I mean, yeah, yeah. I probably asked.
So you also see that there is a window upstairs in the loft, open.
Ah. How big is this window?
Just your typical, like, double hung window.
Okay.
Um, you can surmise this is, I don't know, probably a point of entry.
Point of entry. Mm-hmm.
Ever.
Hmm.
It is on the second floor.
When I look out the yeah, I was gonna say when I look out the window, do I see any way to get up here?
Um, I mean, For a second story, it wouldn't be impossible, but it would require above average height.
Average height. Okay. Okay.
There's also off of that main room where you found Zayla's body. There is there is a door that leads to the shop side of the building. Just a small office, basically.
Okay. Yeah, we should probably check in there.
Okay. Investigation, I guess.
Oh. Yeah. 13 plus
Oh.
investigation. 19.
Yeah. You see, there is just a small shop front. Not much. There's some tools, and there is a desk with some books, ledger.
Ledger. Yes. I check the ledger first.
All right.
Recent sales. The locksmith.
Recently, most recently, you find out Zalith was hired by the local chapel of Saloon to help install a giant lock. A lock that looks very familiar. A very intricate, large lock.
Mm-hmm. Familiar giant lock. A.
E-
S. Mm-hmm. Like, so I can tell. Yeah.
Drew comes in, looks over your shoulder quite easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she says, "That looks like the lock George Gilly had drawn up in his
Yes.
forge
Yes.
in his
Yes.
office."
It matched the latches that he was making and bars. Right?
Yep.
Blueprints look like a sophisticated lock that doesn't require a key.
I believe you. Did you take the blueprints? I think you did.
Yes. Yeah, I took letters, blueprints, and the ledger. And the letter was the one to
Aaron.
Ulrich.
No, there was a letter to Aaron in his
Oh,
home.
where
That's
does
what you
this one
found in
come?
that.
I was looking. Oh no, yeah, it's from. Uh,
You did have letters from Sir
that's
Tame's
from
house as well.
James. Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, dear Aaron, have this arrowhead. Found Have this found arrowhead make into an amulet to protect from witchcraft on your trip. Yeah. Well, shit. Do we still have that silver arrowhead? Yes.
I believe you took it with you.
Key hidden in the rafters to the lockbox. Shit. Shit. Okay. Well. Well. Blueprints. Shit.
Hey, Trick, you think that arrowhead can be made into an arrow?
Yeah, that's usually what they're for. I think that's what this was for originally. But there's just a little hole in it. I'm sure you could still use it.
Hmm.
Are
All right.
you planning on?
Oh, I have no use for arrows.
Oh, you don't have a bow or anything?
No. Should I?
I don't know. Should. Well, I do have old trusty. I guess that's enough.
Old trusty.
Pat's a heavy crossbow.
Nice.
Yeah. But what do you think? Do you think there's the need to make it into an arrow and
I
werewolf
don't
hunting? Hmm?
I don't know
Perhaps.
if that's something that might help.
Yes. Um.
I don't know a whole lot about werewolves.
No. Um. The letter did say it protects against witchcraft. I don't know if that's any relation to werewolves. I was more the murder mystery reader than the occult. I dabbled a little bit, I guess. um, this lock is getting to me. Who do we know who asked for the bars and stuff too? Do we know if that was the temple that, or if it was the
So
temple that asked for it?
the locking mechanism is just an elaborate set of latches and bars. The
Oh, I see.
bars is part of the lock.
Right. Okay. I think we should maybe go to the temple today.
That's probably a good idea.
Yes. But first, let's have a little chat with Eldariel. Hadriel?
Eldariel.
Eldariel.
I think I
If,
saw them sitting outside.
if you like speaking. I don't think there's anything else we need to look around in here. I'm gonna take that ledger with me too, though.
Okay.
Just
Since
collecting ledgers.
um Drew pulls out that sack that's marked evidence.
Yeah, there we go. Um, should we take this as well? And I hold up the religious text, the saloon book.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's too related, but
I don't know much about.
I'll keep it with me.
Okay.
No, me neither. I'm not
Well, we can check
not
it
a,
over later. Maybe there's notes written in it or something.
yeah.
Oh, speaking of notes,
Hmm.
you also notice in the ledger
Hmm.
with that um notes about the job at the chapel. Zalith has made a note that says that the chapel would be the safest place to be if there was ever an attack on the town. Because it could be locked from the inside with everybody safe inside. And the old stone building would be impenetrable from the outside. You see that little sliver of paranoia still lingering in her notes even after her death.
Yes. Temple. This is a lot of arrows pointing towards the temple right now. Do I know? I know she's the moon goddess, right?
Yes. She's also the goddess of shedding light, of knowledge.
Yeah.
Revealing secrets.
Right. Right. Wanted. Yes. Old shadow has come back. Weapon to aid nearby. Uh, how many days until the full moon? Is that what I'm waiting for?
It would
The tree?
be.
Tree? Something about the moon and the tree?
It was in. Yeah,
Old trees.
so.
Old carving.
Something about delivering a sword on the
Yes.
night of
The
the full
weapon.
moon.
Weapon to aid.
Night of the full moon. Under the tree, carved with an owl.
Yes. Is that tonight or tomorrow night?
No, tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. Good. Yes. Adriel.
Eldariel.
Eldariel. Eldariel. I knew that. How are you feeling?
Not great.
No. Were you close with Zilith?
Zaleth was my best friend.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Um, Came by early this morning. I was supposed to help her pack, but she never answered the door. I was worried, and I broke it in.
You broke it in.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, that explains a bit. Um, we did find an open window in the loft. I think that's where the murderer entered.
She wouldn't leave a window open.
No, yes, it's quite cold. Where was she heading that she had to pack for?
Lately she's just been really paranoid about all the deaths going on. You mentioned that she thought she should just get out of town for a while and asked if I could help. I guess we didn't get her out of here soon enough.
No, evidently not. Were you planning to go with her?
No, just
Oh, just wanted to see her
need.
off.
Yeah, she asked me for some help packing up and
Hmm.
wanted me to
What the?
take care of her home while she was gone.
Oh. What do you do here in town?
I'm the local apothecary. I have a
Ah, yeah.
shop across the street.
Um, you didn't hear any strange noises last night?
No, I met Zaleth at the tavern for dinner earlier in the evening. We had some drinks and then I went home, told her I would meet her early in the morning.
Hmm. Did she ever say what she was afraid of?
Well, she kept talking about how she thought she was next.
Yes, but
I
did did she ever mention?
know she normally she would just get really worked up and some of the stuff just didn't make sense. Just they're coming after me, I know it. And then I don't know,
They,
she
they
she
just say.
just they
Hmm.
she was always a worrier though.
Well, you know, it's,
It's becoming a
it seems
locksmith,
it was justified.
I guess.
Do you know if she had any enemies?
Oh gosh, no.
No, was well liked.
Yeah, she's quite nice to everybody. Very quiet, kept to
Hmm.
herself a lot. Probably why we got along
And
so well.
ah, yes. The Temple of Saloon. Are you a followers as well?
Um, Not specifically. Once in a while I would go with her to the chapel. Mostly just for large events. They have feasts going on, usually. Actually, there's one in a couple of days.
Oh, tomorrow night.
Yes.
Hmm. Do you plan on going?
Well, I think the whole
In
town
her
usually goes.
memory? Oh, it's that big of an event.
Yeah, it's usually a celebration for the whole town. And the chapel's big enough that it can house everybody.
Oh, that's big chapel. I must have seen it. Hmm. Um. There's no other temples or places of worship here in town.
There are a couple small altars built around the town. Small little places of worship, but Saloon seems to be the one most people worship around here.
Hmm. Do you know anyone else who shared her paranoia?
No, not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Oh,
I mean, this town's usually
um,
pretty quiet. Stuff like this doesn't usually happen here.
yes, yes. It's been a pretty crazy last month. Do this is one of my last questions. Uh, did you know Penny the horse?
Taft's horse? I
Hmm.
mean, I saw her riding every once in a while, I guess. I
And
didn't
you
know
heard
them
what happened?
personally. I
Oh
heard it was
yes.
attacked by an animal or something.
Hmm. Does that happen often? Animal attacks in town?
Not typically, just, but it does happen.
Oh,
We are surrounded by forest,
that's true.
especially in the
Very
winter when
true.
food's harder to come by.
Um. Yes. Yes. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Um. Guess my last question would be: Did you know George Gilly or Sir Thames? Well,
I wouldn't say well. I mean, George was the local blacksmith. Don't have a lot of need for a blacksmith.
yeah,
Everybody knew Sir Thames. He kind of was our authority figure around here.
yes. Knight in shining armor. Um, you didn't know if they had any enemies. I'm sure George wouldn't have, but Sir Thames, with his history, may
I didn't know much about his
any
history.
shady figures ever
Hmm,
come to town looking for him?
not that I know of.
No? Okay. Drew, do you have any questions for Daryl before we?
No, just I think we've got all the information we need.
Okay,
I don't want to keep them too long. Uh,
right.
it's a
Yes.
rough
Well,
morning.
yes. Well, Elder, I hope we see you at the feast.
Yeah, I'll I'll probably go. We'll see.
Foreshadowing. If you need anyone to talk to, we're staying at the inn. Don't hesitate to come calling.
I appreciate that.
Yes,
If I think of anything, I'll let you know.
that would be great.
Um,
To give her 5 silver. Actually, get yourself a drink, or well, no, a drink is probably the best.
yeah. Yeah, I
Maybe not
think
right away. It is still pretty early, but
it's like 7 in the morning.
yeah, maybe wait till after
I, I,
lunch.
I'll I'll have a drink in Sailor's honor later.
Yes. All right. Well, we must get back to business. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, you're welcome. And she turns around and trudges back across the street.
Hmm. Um, can I go to where that window is open on the
Mm-hmm.
outside
Yep.
and just look at the ground for any possible footprints or
There
some
has been some snow.
ladder dragging marks?
Nothing that looks like anything was dragged.
Okay.
Um, make either make a perception check.
Perception. Okay. Perception. 19. This dice is way better than the other dice.
So you go over to where the window is. It's kind of on the side of the building in an alley. The snow there has been disturbed, but you can't quite make out like footprints per se. But you look up and you see something similar, what looks like claw marks on the outside of the windowsill.
Hmm. Okay. Hmm. More claw marks. Do these look like giant claw marks?
They look pretty large.
Similar size to, okay. Horse killing claws?
Horse wasn't killed with claws.
What?
Horse was killed with teeth.
Oh. Should write that down. I just Penny the horse. Okay. Hmm. All I have is add one. Interesting. All right. I guess we'll head to the temple.
So it's not difficult to spot
No, yeah,
now
sounds
that
pretty
you are
good.
actually taking the time to look around the town.
Mm-hmm.
You also pass a very tall tower on the way to the chapel. You
I know
can
this, right? I feel like I wrote tower down somewhere. Tower. Tower. Or did we just see? I feel like we haven't gone into town.
No, you have not.
Oh, outside town. Did we see the tower on the way to Oswald's?
No, you were told that you could find Henriette at the tower.
Ah, there we go. Henriette. Henriette, the librarian. Is the tower the library?
Would be.
Hmm. Okay. 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 Oh, temple first.
Okay. Temple's pretty large. It sits atop a hill. As you approached the chapel of Saloon, you see the congregation deep in preparation for the feast of the moon, busying themselves refilling small bowls of milk out on the steps. A stray cat prowls from the distance, eyeing the milk. Eyeing the milk a priestess tips out. Above you, a banner unfurls, hanging above the door. Deep blue, trimmed with silver. On it, an invitation to the whole town of Greymore to attend the feast. 2 nights from now. 2 nights, not one. So, yeah, tomorrow night.
Yeah. Okay. Do we know who the temple leader is, or we haven't figured that out?
Well, as you make your way up the steps, you are approached by an older, weathered man, probably in his 40s or 50s. Silver hair, scar on his jaw. Um, he smiles at you and make a perception check.
14.
His teeth look a little off.
Oh. Off.
Yeah. As you get closer, he greets you, says good morning. His teeth are fake. He's wearing dentures.
Oh. Dentures. Got it. False teeth, eh? Hmm. Hello,
Good morning.
Trick Daisy. Nice to meet you. This is Drew Hardy, my confidant. What might your name be?
Oh, I'm Father Daragor.
Father
Welcome to
Death.
the Chapel of Saloon. I'd invite you inside, but it's pretty busy in there, prepping for the feast.
Yes, seems like a pretty important one.
But it's one of our biggest events of the year.
Uh, any particular reason, occasion?
No, it's just usually around the full moon in the middle of the winter. We usually like to have a nice big feast. Something for the townsfolk to look forward to during these long nights.
Yes. Yes, the town does need something to look forward to, especially in these trying times. I'm sure you've heard of the recent
Yes,
incidents.
unfortunate event. I'll do whatever I can to help you. I hope the chapel can be sanctuary, as it is and as it should be in dark times like these.
Yes, yes, sanctuary. I do appreciate your willingness. We have just come from Zlitas. What was her last name?
Zalith Tass.
Tas.
ASF.
Okay. Um. Uh, did you hear the news of her?
No, I'm sorry. I haven't. What news?
Oh. Well, she was the latest uh, victim of these unfortunate incidents.
Oh, that is unfortunate to hear.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
Did you know? Did you know? Insight. +5. Oh, 24.
24. Hey. Um does seem a little off. Disturbed to hear about Zaelith's death, but also you kind of catch it when he says that he will do whatever he can to help. He seems a little cagey.
Hmm. Like he was saying that for posterity, almost.
Possibly.
Hmm. Hmm. Got it. Yes. Early this morning, there was an attack on Zealith, in her home. The
Oh, that's
safety of her home.
unfortunate. Really is.
Yeah.
She's done some great work around the town.
Yes, it seems she was well regarded and respected, much like the dear George and Sir Thames.
Hmm.
Quentin, right? He wasn't like a low life Cooper.
No. Um.
No.
Well, I really hope that you can solve these murders and figure out what's happened to these people.
Yes. Yes. Us too. Um, seems to be um, a trail that's leading. No, well, back to your chapel.
Oh, so
On well, there was little notes, jots about some sort of lock, some mechanism um, requested by your chapel,
oh yes,
both both to
yeah.
Mr. Gilly
Zaelith
and
just installed that signed by Mr. Gilly. Zaelith had just installed it. That's just orders coming down from the Curia. Apparently, there have been um they've been wanting us to increase security. Something about a roaming band of gnolls that ransacked a temple on the other side of the kingdom.
Knowles, you say?
Yeah. Terrible, nasty things I've heard.
Yes, uh, well, they're no puppy dogs, that's for sure. Um,
Closer to cats, I've heard.
you've never seen any around.
Not as of yet, but
Yes, I'm kind of. Sir Thames was he frequenting the temple as well?
oh, he would come in once in a while. Services. Always participated in the feast.
Um, did you know him?
Only in passing. Would stop by and make small talk. We weren't.
Did he ever mention his past to you?
No, I do know he was paladin of the goddess herself in his past, but had recently retired.
Yes. Do you know why he retired?
No, he never got into the story. He didn't, from what I could tell, didn't like to talk about it. I guess something terrible
Mm,
happened and he just decided it was time to retire.
yeah. Do you have any paladins other than him frequent the temple? Do you have any sort of security aside from the lock?
No, just normal town guards. Small town, we don't usually need a lot of security. Why,
Hmm.
it was strange when I got that orders from the Curia to add in some extra
Yes,
security to the temple.
I I agree. A lock wouldn't be my first choice if I was afraid of a gnoll attack. That's for sure. So you said the Curia sent those orders.
You would know that the Curia is the governing body of the church.
Top cheeses.
Yeah.
The Pope.
The Pope of Saloon.
Yeah. Cardinals, or yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know the
just the
religious
higher
calendar.
ups.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know either. I'm just reading papers.
I said popes of the
The
church. So
popes.
the popes.
The head
Okay.
cheese popes. Pope
Yes.
cheese.
Um. How far away was this other temple that was attacked?
On the other side of the kingdom.
Hmm. Do you know if every temple was sent these locking requests?
Oh, I don't know. I would assume so if they came even down to this small town here.
Yes. This is a rather large, extravagant temple for such a small town.
A lot of worshippers of
Yes.
Saloon here.
Yes, I didn't notice any other temples who seem to be the monopoly.
Uh, Typically, the people here either worship Saloon or don't really have a specific deity that they worship. And we do have small altars to some of the other gods just for past people passing through.
Hmm. I'm sorry, I'm from a rather large city. Is this a common thing in small towns to just have one main temple?
Uh, Depending on the town, depending
Hmm.
on what people need.
Right. And your goddess, she's uh, correlates with the moon quite a bit, from
Yes,
from what I've gathered.
she is the goddess of the moon.
Yes. Right. Yes. Um, I imagine this is why your dinner is when it is.
Yes, we celebrate on the longest nights, the full moon.
Right. Well, did you know I don't remember if I even got his last name. Quentin, Mr. Quentin.
Quintanary.
He was oh, Nary.
Nary, yes. Make a perception check real quick.
Nary. Perceive. 17 plus perception. A faux 20.
Nice. So as you bring up his name, you notice some of the congregation within the congregation setting up. A stout dwarf who immediately stops what he's doing and looks over at you. And then immediately tries to look like he's going back to what he's doing. Quentin, yes. Town Cooper, I believe. Didn't see him at the chapel much. Didn't seem like the church-going type.
He's never done any work for you?
No?
Yeah, could be unrelated then. Penny the horse? I don't know if you know.
Don't have many personal connections with horses.
No. Did you hear about it, though?
About the horse being attacked by an animal.
Yes, in the center of town. Mm-hmm.
Seems like something that happens. I'm not sure what this has to do with Quentin or anybody else.
Oh, just, the string of death is what it has to do with.
Well, life is but a string of deaths.
Yes, usually not this close together, though.
This is true.
Yes. And you probably haven't heard, it's not common knowledge, but all the deaths seem to be rather vicious.
Curious.
That's what I said.
Well, I hope you're able to find out what is happening here.
Yes.
If you'll excuse me, I need to get back to feast preparations.
Of course.
May
It
the
was a
light of the
pleasure.
goddess shine some light in these dark times.
Mm.
And then he walks away.
Amen. Drew, did you see that dwarven man fumbling his tools or whatever that was he dropped?
Drew looks up, makes eye contact with the dwarf. The dwarf takes off running.
Oh. Drew?
Got it!
I'm very short and old.
Drew
What can I do to help?
takes off.
I can do something to help.
Drew takes off running after this dwarf.
Word of radiance.
And is going to attempt to grapple him.
I go jogging after, just obviously much slower.
He starts to catch up with him. He's a little bit slippery. Eventually, you corner him down an alley.
Oh. Um,
Drew's kind of got
where,
her hands on her knees, out of breath.
good show, Drew. Very, very good. Good, yes. Catch your breath. Sir, we are not here to hurt you.
God, I know how bad this looks. I got nothing to do with what's going on in town.
No?
No,
Why run then?
because I know it looks bad. Last
What looked bad?
the last person seen with Quentin before he died was me.
Oh?
Tell you one thing though. He won that fight.
Oh. You must be what's his name? Right? Quentin got in a fight that night with
Let's see if you can read your notes.
Quentin found on the road. Grimmin Grow?
Daldrin.
Grimmin?
Grimond Daldrin,
Daldrin.
yeah.
Daldrin. Grimmin.
He reaches down, pulls up the shirt on his side, and shows you a very nasty looking bruise.
Ooh, that's a doozy.
Yeah. Turns out before he was a Cooper, he was a soldier.
Ah.
He didn't have a blade or anything on him though. He stayed real cool when I hit him. And then just rolled me over his shoulder onto the ground, and I'm sorry he's gone. I swear I didn't have anything to do with it.
Right. You were arguing about some sort of religious issue before it popped off?
Yeah, he's running his mouth.
About what in particular?
Saying, hold on a second, let me find exactly what he said.
Mhm. Take your time.
Uh,
It's hard. You're out
claiming
of
that
breath.
the gods didn't care about us common folk.
Oh. And he knew you worked here at the temple?
Well, I don't work here. I sing in the choir. I have the voice of an angel. Anybody to tell you
Ah,
that?
that's right. Singing the choir. That's right. Choir. Choir boy. Um, when this fight was over, what did you do?
Well, I was embarrassed. Ran away. Embarrassed to say that too.
Oh, and Quentin, did you see where he went?
No, he just went about his way.
Oh, hmm. You don't know anyone else who would have a quarrel with Quentin, do you?
No, I mean other than speaking ill of the goddess. And
Yes, she seems to be pretty popular here.
I
Little too popular. Um, the others. Have you heard of their demise?
The others.
Sir Thames,
Well, yes,
Mr.
everybody knows of
George
him.
Bailey.
Yes, there's been quite an influx of funerals here at the.
Yeah. Yes. Um, Zila passed. Did you know her? She
Locksmith.
passed.
Oh,
Yes.
that's unfortunate.
Was murdered last night.
Last
Seems
night.
someone or something broke into her house.
And you think it was the same person?
Person is a loose term.
He looks confused.
You've never seen any large beasts prowling through the town, have you?
Can't say that I have. Mind you,
No.
most people are taller than I am.
Yes, I know that all too well. Um, do you get out much at night?
Not
Yeah.
really, no.
Do you know anyone who does? Or is this a early to bed kind of town?
Well, most of the people here have jobs in the morning, and for the most part, people who are out at night will usually go to the tavern for a drink or two and head home.
Hmm. Yes.
Not much of a group of rambunctious people in this town.
No, no, it's quite a quiet town from what we've surmised. You spend a lot of time here at the temple,
Yes,
being a choir
lots of rehearsals and
singer.
help out when it comes to setting up for the feasts and
Yes, the feast seems to be a pretty big deal.
well, it's one of our biggest events of the year.
Yeah.
Usually
Anything
taking a lot
different
of
about this
donations that
year's
day.
winter feast?
N-
That
Not that I
would
know
make
of.
sense. Donations. They must receive quite a few donations, judging by how large this chapel is.
Oh, well.
You do,
This doesn't.
church does pretty well for itself here.
Yes, this was the curious. They send people to build a temple to Saloon here. Years and years ago.
Yes, yes, of course. Um, I just, I did not expect to see such a large, extravagant temple in such a small town.
It's
The
it's pretty
Curia must have,
impressive.
yes, yes. Um, Curia looked favorably on this town. I
Well, this was here long before I was.
don't imagine every small town gets, yes. Are you from here or
No,
born and raised? No.
no, no, no.
Where do you come from, if I might ask?
God damn it, Kyle. Oh,
Obviously
I
not
come from
important.
a couple of towns over. hoping to make my way to the big city one day.
Hmm.
Love to sing on the
Yes.
big stages there.
Sort of the limelight. And the other small towns you passed through, did you see any other temples this big?
No.
Yeah.
Although this was
Um.
the only temple of Saloon for a while. So, there is another one on the other side of the kingdom, but
Yes, we've heard that as well. Seems as though they suffer their own uh, incidents.
yes, horrible, horrible. Um, do you have any more questions? I should probably get back to work.
Yes, right, of course. Um, no, I, I don't think so. We just don't leave town.
Oh, okay. He
Well,
looks at you
we'll,
strangely and
we'll, we'll speak again at the feast, I'm sure.
oh, okay. Best of luck.
Yes, ta-ta. Strange man.
Runs his little chubby dwarf ass back. It's like a slow jog.
Yeah. Hmm. Some strange folk that spend their days at that chapel.
No kidding.
Well, I don't know how much information the chapel goers are going to give us. Um, a lot of arrows were pointing there, but we're not getting the answers I expected. Should we try the massive tower beside it?
Um, sure.
Unless you have
Um,
better idea.
so hold on. Um, yeah. So you head back down into towards the middle of town, towards the tower. Um, and you. Oh yeah. So yeah, you head up to the tower where Henriette is supposed to live. It's a very tall tower, probably about 10 stories tall.
Oh, okay.
So it stands out in this little town.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and very different architecture from the rest of the town.
Uh, different how?
Most of the homes here, businesses are pretty simple. Think like Old West Town.
Okay.
Um, this one, very extravagant. Uh, Put together with a lot of money. Um, yes, that's about it. So, like, fancy stone tower.
Yes.
Get
Interesting.
gargoyles on the roof.
Okay. What
Your typical wizard's tower.
wizardy tower, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Well, is there anyone standing up front, or is it just a set of doors?
Set of doors, double doors,
Okay.
with a intricate knocker on the front.
I knock the knocker. Knock knock.
The
Knock
knocker
knock. Knock.
says, "Who's there?"
Nope.
I'm kidding. Um, the knocker though is a face,
Oh.
and it all of a sudden animates and says, "What is your business here?"
Well, I was not expecting the response. We are looking for a woman by the name of Henriette.
Henrietta's not in right now. You'll have to come back at a later time.
Oh,
Would you like to leave a message?
yes. Just that Drew and Trick were here to speak to her regarding literature. And then she could find us at the inn.
Your message has been recorded. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I didn't even hear the beep. Mm. Um, is there anyone walking around this area? Town goers?
I mean, your typical traffic during the day, people walking about doing their daily shopping.
You there!
You see a small, uh, very small half orc
Oh,
man. He?
yes, you. How do you do?
Uh, fine.
Yes, good. Um, this tower. What is it?
It's Miss Henriette's tower.
Oh, Miss Henriette owns the tower.
Yes, she built it.
Hmm. By herself.
Well, with magic.
Oh, powerful.
Yeah. It's actually my favorite building in the town. I like to walk by here on my lunch.
I completely understand. It is a beautiful building, but you don't prefer the uh, Evangelion temple?
I mean,
I thought everyone in this town was partial to it.
it's nice for a temple, but a temple is a temple. This this is this is different.
I couldn't agree more, sir. That is a good point.
You interested in architecture?
When it looks like this, yes.
I
And
could talk all day about these gargoyles.
yes,
Interesting choice. But I like it. Suits it.
yeah. Does Henriette live there alone?
As far as I know.
That's a lot of building for one lady. Wouldn't you agree?
I hear she was a pretty powerful wizard back in her day. At least that's what how the stories go. As you'll recall, you have heard stories of Henriette Pascal in your tales of adventure.
Oh. Pascal. Yeah. Famous wizard. All right. Well, that's okay. Yes, Henriette Pascal. Hmm. Um. Sorry. Group of like
Coons?
5. No, not coons this time.
No coon sword?
Teenagers.
Oh, you need a teenager sword
Oh, it's
now.
out in my trunk. Yeah, I got one of those called a butcher's knife.
I'll edit that out.
Yeah, what are you doing? One second,
We'll be right back.
Pascal, famous wizard.
And we're back. So you are outside Henriette Pascal's wizard tower, having
Yes.
just left a message
Stop
with her door
random.
knocker,
Yeah, yeah.
talking to some random
Knocker.
young half-orc about architecture.
Yes. Yeah. I imagine you learned a lot about architecture at the library.
Oh, not really. That's her private
No,
collection.
self-taught.
Sometimes she. Oh, I did go to school.
Oh.
In the city.
Ah, yes, the city. Oh, how I miss the city. Um, does Henriette work?
In a way, I guess. I mean, she's always offering help when we need it. We need information. She's happy to lend us books or give some input
Do you happen? Yeah.
on issues that arise in town. She's seen a lot of shit.
I'm sure. If she wasn't here, do you know where she would be?
Well, sometimes she's at the tavern.
Yes, that's yes. Nowhere else usually, though. In
Well, I
particular.
mean, could be doing some shopping.
True. Yes. Shopping. Well, thank you for stopping.
Okay,
Maybe
thank you.
we'll see you out here looking at the tower some other time.
Maybe. If it's lunchtime, I'll be here. And by now it is about lunchtime. By the time
Yeah,
you've concluded your
yeah.
investigation and made your way
Walking
to the
around,
temple and
dwarf chasing. Well, Drew, shall we go grab some lunch? I am getting rather hungry since we skipped breakfast.
I'm starving.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of fuel
Brilliant.
to keep this machine going.
Yeah.
Make your way back to the inn.
It's It's a big machine.
Yeah. Make your way back to the inn. You walk in. It smells amazing, as usual.
Hmm.
Staff behind the bar, as usual. Sitting at the bar,
Henriette.
Henriette,
Mm-hmm.
talking and laughing with staff. While she looks like she's enjoying a sandwich and a bowl of soup. When you walk in, staff looks up, sees you enter, and waves you over. And can I get you
I'll walk
ladies
back
some?
out the door.
You walk back out the door.
No, yes. I will have what she's having for sure. That
Okay.
smells delicious.
So staff brings you both out a couple bowls of soup and some sandwiches with leftover roast meats from the night before.
Roast.
Can I get you anything to drink?
Shirley Temple.
You got it. Brings you over your fizzy pink drink. Sets it down in front of you. And Drew says, I want one of those too. She makes a second, brings it over.
Nothing goes well with soup and sandwich like a Shirley Temple. 3 S's of satisfaction.
Soup sandwich, Shirley Temple. That was thing.
You must be Henriette. I don't think we've been formally introduced.
You spoke with her the night before.
We did.
You
Yes.
did, yes. She told you
Yes, I
about
remember
her.
that.
She told you
I
her
remember
name,
that.
and then you put it together that she was an adventurer you had read about in your book.
Oh. Yes.
She invited you to
Of
come
course.
check out her library if you had some time while you were in town.
Right. Which we tried to do. We left a message with your knocker.
Left a message, no knockers.
We came calling, but you were obviously here.
Oh, yes.
Hmm.
I have lunch here every day.
Yes.
Breakfast,
Well,
dinner.
why not?
I mean, beats cooking for myself.
I agree. Saf is
Food
also
can't be
very...
beat.
No. I take it you've heard the news.
Oh, Zalith? Yes.
Mm.
That filled me in. That's terrible to hear.
It is. Really is.
Poor girl.
Yes. Seems she was attacked by an intruder. Oh
Intruder.
God.
Strange.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, if
Someone
anybody's place would be locked up like a vault,
Yes.
it would be her place.
Yes. Yes, but they seem to have made it through a second floor window.
With a ladder?
No, it doesn't seem like it.
Did they fly?
I'm not too familiar with the flying creatures in the region, but no, it didn't seem like it. There were large claw marks on the outside of the window.
Pulls out a little notepad.
While she's notepadding, can I take a look around the bar to see if anyone's paying attention?
Yep. Bar's not very busy time of the day.
Okay.
It is like probably closer to 1.
The lunch rush is winding down.
Yeah, there's a couple people finishing up lunch, finishing up some drinks. A few are on their way out when you come in.
No
But
one in there
very
looking paranoid.
no. I mean, there has clearly they've been talking about what happened this morning.
Yeah.
By now, the news has kind of made its way around town.
Yeah.
But nobody looks vicious or anything like that.
Overly. Okay.
Nothing catches your eye as being out of the ordinary
Mm.
in this situation.
Okay.
I'm not going to make you roll for that because
Okay.
that's something you would be on the lookout for anyway.
Yeah. Miss Henriette, you were an accomplished adventurer, were you not?
Yes. Long time ago.
Yes. Did you ever deal with gnolls in your travels?
Oh, yes. Nasty old things.
Yes. Did you ever know of them to take a particular hate for religious buildings?
Well, from what I know of gnolls, a lot of times they can be easily persuaded by more intelligent creatures to follow them. Usually it becomes a very cult-like situation. Very impressionable. Not very smart, but very aggressive.
Yes. That checks out. Did you ever hear of the other saloon temple being attacked by the gnolls on the other side of the kingdom?
No. Recently?
I'm not exactly sure when it happened, but
She makes another note in her notebook.
yes.
Maybe I'll send a message out that way and see if I can... If anybody I know has some information.
Yeah, much appreciated. Um, I'll kind of hush my voice a little bit. Um, you are not an overly religious person, are you?
She leans in
Well read.
closer and
Oh,
kind of tilts her head. She goes, "You're gonna have to speak into my good ear."
oh, yes. Um, religion. Do you know anything about it?
I mean, some. Not really my cup of tea, per se.
Yeah. Um, have you ever heard of Shar?
Well, yes.
Goddess. Dark and loss?
Yes.
Hmm.
Some
Have
dark
you
cults come out of that sect, for sure.
dark cults that perhaps would control a knoll or two, given the opportunity?
Possible.
You haven't heard of any Shar business in a little town like this, though. Surely.
Say that I have. No one I know. I don't know of anybody who worships Star around here.
No, it seems like there's only one main focus of worship around here.
For the most part, yes.
Yes. Now, Shah being a goddess of darkness, would that conflict with the obvious following around here?
Well, yes. I mean, according to the books, Shar and Saloon are sisters, but at odds.
Yes.
You know, being two sides of the same coin, so
Hmm.
to speak.
Yeah. I feel like there may be a follower or two in town, whether they make it known or not.
Well, if you live in a town follows Saloon so closely, anybody who worships Shar might not be very open about it, I would imagine.
No, no, no. Um, you didn't know Sir Thames personally, did you? I know he was an ex-adventurer type as well.
Personally, he would stop by the tower once in a while looking for some information, borrowing some books.
Hmm. Do you recall what books he was interested in?
Um, Mostly adventuring stuff.
Oh,
You didn't hear this from
yes.
me, but he also had a liking of, let's say, spicier novels in my collection.
Oh, romance novels, paperback variety.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like I would have got along with Sir Thames quite well.
He was quite a nice man.
Yes. There seems to be a lot of nice people meeting not so nice ends
Always seems like the way.
around here. But hmm. um, this feast that's going on uh, tomorrow night, are you attending? Do you attend these?
Usually,
Mm.
yes. Mostly the whole town attends, not for religious reasons, but it is a nice big social event, which
Yeah.
livens up an evening and dark, long nights of the winter.
Hmm.
And anytime we can have a party on the church's dime. I mean,
Oh, well, yes. No, no, yes. That is that's a very good point. Yes. The church definitely has the dime to spend on people. You're got some competition for largest building in town.
largest maybe, tallest, no.
No, yes, that's true. Um, did you know Quentin?
I mean, in passing, small town,
Okay.
I know of
Yeah, of
him.
course. Did you ever see him at these feasts?
Like I said, most of the townsfolk would attend. It is a free meal.
Yes,
Free wine.
I'm to understand that Quentin wasn't a very strong supporter of the religion.
Like I said, most of the town usually would attend for social reasons, not for religious reasons.
Yes, right. So you did see him there?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. There's no one in town that avoided them.
Not that I know of. Mostly just maybe some of the townsfolk who live a little farther out of town. I mean,
Yeah.
George didn't come to them all the time.
No.
It was quite a trek for him.
Speaking of treks and George, you haven't seen Aaron recently, have you?
No. She didn't come to town with George this time around.
No.
Sometimes she does.
And when yes, that's what we heard. And
I know last I spoke with George before he met his untimely end. He was talking about how Aaron wanted to travel.
yes, yes, we found some notes pertaining to that. We also found some strange footprints, not far from the residence. Canine-esque ish.
Dogs.
Mm, dog adjacent. Seemed a little bigger.
Are you hinting at Knowles? Is that why you were asking?
It's kind of. And what with the gnolls attacking the other temple of Saloon, the vicious killing of Miss Penny the horse, and all of the murders seem to have been done with something sharp but not quite man-made.
Hmm. Knowles can be quite large. Possibly.
Yes, there hasn't been any sightings of gnolls here, though, right?
Not
That
to
would have
my
come up.
knowledge.
Sure.
They can be quite sneaky, though.
Oh, yes, right, of course, especially given the right information from whoever's leading them. Well, it's a good chat. We really would like to see that library of yours whenever you have a free chance.
Sure. I've got some appointments this afternoon. But I can be available tomorrow morning.
Famous last words. Sure, tomorrow morning sounds great.
Excellent. We'll see you then.
You have a good security system on your tower, I'm sure.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yes. Not just the knocker.
No, 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 no.
No. Good.
I'd be silly to tell you what they are, though.
No. I don't want to know. I just want to make sure you're safe. What with the breaking and entering and murder of nice people. You're a nice person, and you're in a town where nice people are murdered.
Oh, thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Yes.
Well, I've got to make my way to the next town over. So I better get on my way so I make it back before dark.
Oh, you're going alone?
Yes.
Or by foot?
Oh no 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 no. Um, she she has like a small bag hanging from her shoulder and puts her hand in and pulls something out, and it's like a long stick, and she just keeps pulling it out, and it's a broom.
Oh,
I think I'll be fine.
you're sweeping away over there?
Not quite. Well,
This
Saf,
is
I will see you later. Uh, what's on the menu for dinner? Saf says, oh, roasted veggies and a chicken. Your favorite? Excellent. See you later. Out the door, and as the door's closing, you see her mount her broom and take off.
oh, that's how you travel, Drew. That we need to find ourselves some of those.
Okay. Test of
Walking place for
preserving
suckers.
and flying broom. Got it. It's on the list.
Good. I wonder where she was going. What is
I'll
the next
never
town over?
tell. I think we established this, and I didn't write it down. Sorry, I don't know.
I think we just established the city. I don't
Yeah,
think we. Well, I mean, if you don't have it, then it's not important.
it's not
Okay.
important. It really isn't.
Okay.
It will never
Insert.
come up again.
Okay. Oh. Hmm. Well, um, what shall we do with the rest of our day?
Um,
Sir Oswald.
ugh, I don't want to talk to him.
You know,
What a downer that guy is.
where
He really just sucks.
does I hope he's the murderer so we can kill him.
I mean,
The signs aren't pointing to him, but it would be nice.
but
He is
if
quick
somebody
to the
was gonna
singing.
make it look like it was done by somebody else,
That's plan B for now,
I'm
Drew.
adding him to the list of Oswald's piece of it. A good
What?
ring to it.
Go. Gods. There's the Fenglade farm where they lost livestock, but I feel like that's not going to give us any more answers than we already have. I fear they've suffered the same fate as Penny. What to do? What to do? The where? Mhm. Um, shit. Should I locate person spell so we fucking find Aaron?
Um, there's nothing that you would like to do right now. We can skip ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you
Let someone else
guys
get murdered? I don't think so. No, yeah,
spend
let's skip ahead.
the rest of the day just going over evidence, coming up with possibilities, coming up with a list of suspects, listing your evidence, and you've got some inklings as to what's going on, but there are still too many holes.
Mm-hmm.
So you decide to call it a
Yeah.
night.
Sure.
Unfortunately, your sleep is cut short
Good.
by a knock on the door. Drew gets up,
What?
answers the door
Middle of the night?
in the middle of the night. Make a perception.
Not great. 10 total.
It's pretty dark out, but you don't think you've been asleep that long. Maybe a couple of hours.
Okay.
Drew opens the door, and Saf is standing in the doorway. Says, "Sorry to wake you, but we've got another body up at the abandoned barn. That Kalkian fella, he's in. He's pretty shook up about it."
Calcian?
Kalkian. So Kalkian is the town merchant. She pauses for a second. She says, "You're not gonna like who it is."
Who would that be?
You'd better go
Oswald?
have a look.
All right. The abandoned barn. Got it.
As you get downstairs, you see Kalkian, the elven merchant, drinking heavily and just keeps repeating things like, "Gonna leave. Gonna leave and never come back. Fuck this place."
Oh, don't say that. That's what people say before they get murdered.
Um,
Mr. Calkin,
yes.
what have you
He
found?
takes a heavy wig from his glass. The abandoned barn.
Yes.
I've been considering buying the land the barn is on. Walked by there, found the body.
The body of.
I just need to get out of here. Make an insight check.
I don't mind if I do. 16 plus insight. Insight is plus 5. 21.
He seems very shook up about it, very agitated. You get the feeling he's not, you're not going to get much out of him.
Oh. Mr. Kelkian, I recommend staying here. At
I'm not
least
fucking
until.
going back out there.
Okay, good. Here's another 5 silver. Get yourself another drink.
That was the plan. For
Well,
the walk to the abandoned barn, the solid half
heavy,
hour.
heavy crossbow in hand.
It's a solid half hour trudging uphill in the woods outside of town.
Oh, sweet.
The dark creeps in from the trees, and you can only imagine Kalkian's fearful flight into town. The light of the moon, just a hair away from full, breaks the canopy in long, silken ribbons of light. Eventually, you find a clearing atop the hill, and the barn looms before you in the tall grass, foreboding.
Oh dear. Drew, you have protection on you, right? Weapon-wise?
He pulls out a short sword and a dagger. We'll be fine.
Good enough.
Um,
Do you have a
Are you-
lantern?
She pulls a patch off of her cloak.
Yes. Right, your trusty cloak.
And a bullseye lantern appears. He hands it to you.
I'm going to make it obvious I'm going up to the front. Do you want to circle around the back? Or circle the bow and meet me at the front?
I wouldn't suggest splitting up at this point. I don't feel comfortable leaving you by yourself.
Oh, Drew, you worry what? All right.
It's my
And
job.
then we'll hold off on the lantern.
All right.
And
Well, I keep you alive. You give me a raise, yes?
sure.
Excellent. Let's go. Are you trying to be quiet?
Let's be quiet about it. Yes,
Okay.
we are.
So roll stealth. Not great.
Advantage on stealth for my boots. That's good. 18 total, which is much better than a 9 total.
You are being the quietest
Twice as good,
little
actually.
light-footed gnome through the snow, barely making a sound. Unfortunately, your companion, not so light on her feet, apparently when she is
I can tell.
tired.
I can understand why I didn't want to go around alone.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Door to the barn is open.
It's loud. Barn doors are open. Can I just give a listen to make sure there's no movement or anything I'm hearing inside?
Perception check.
Redemption, Jesus. Uh, Perception, also not great. That's 8 total.
8. You're pretty confident there's nobody in there.
Nobody alive.
I don't think
So-
anybody else is in here.
No. Right, I will light the lantern before we go in.
Okay.
And then slowly creep forward.
Okay. In the middle of the barn, you see a corpse.
Male, female.
You step closer.
Yeah, yes.
As you step closer, the light shines on the corpse's face. There, you see the body of Oswald, foreigner, torn to pieces horrifically. You can either make an investigation or a nature check.
Oswald, I wanted to kill you. Investigation or nature?
Yeah.
No, that's for that. Investigation plus 6, 13.
So looking at this body, clearly has been killed in a much more violent manner than the others. But you can also surmise that it was likely the work of something with large claws.
Okay. I've searched his pockets. What the hell is doing up here?
Search his pockets. Don't really find much in his pockets. Just his notebook, with detailed notes of how bodies were found. Um, he has a key for a room at the inn.
Right.
Some money. Got about 75 gold pieces on him. About 60 silver pieces.
That's okay. I'm not taking money. Drew, I will sort of blind eye if you want to. We didn't see his cart or anything on the way up, eh?
You did not.
Or cart tracks.
As you
Why
investigate,
are you out here?
you hear a soft thunk.
Hmm.
You turn suddenly, find the barn door shut. Within seconds, the scent of burning mold envelops you. Black smoke starts to rush up the walls like an inverted waterfall. Flames climb from the corners of the rafters.
Oh.
What
Oh.
do you do?
Someone's just locked us in the barn and set it on fire?
Seems like
Cool. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. What do I do? Well, I'm going to look for windows first, I guess. I mean,
hey, make a perception
plus I
check.
have lantern scan.
Perception check.
11 plus.
Okay. When you did come in
Perceptive
here, you noticed there were a couple of windows that were boarded up. Abandoned barn has not been used.
Oh, yes, of course.
Very old and rotting, which is probably why it's going up so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Drew starts coughing and makes a run for the door.
Drew, get low. Drew, get low. Yes.
So Drew gonna try to break the door down. I don't want to use that die, but I won't.
I
Oh,
assist her.
yeah. She is in survival mode. This girl breaks this rickety fucking door down. As you get out, you notice on the other side of the door, like two parts closing in towards each other. There's one side that she's broken down. The other one, you can see there is a log propped up against the door holding it closed.
Oh, nice. And any figures out here?
Perception checks.
13 plus 16.
Drew has smoke in her eyes. She sees nothing. You see no signs of anybody. As you exit the barn, the rafters start falling and the barn collapses in on itself. In a smoldering, fiery heap. And that is where we'll leave it tonight.
Damn it.
Wait, hold on. I'll read this little bit for you. Stumble out of the burning structure, panting steam in the frigid air, sweat cooling on your back. Behind you, the barn collapses, and a geyser of sparks climbs up into the night. Around you, the dark of the woods is torn away by the fire and cast into jumping, leering shadow. For just a moment, two yellow eyes reflect the firelight back at you before they vanish into the trees.
Now out. Shaw's a bitch.
And that's where we'll leave it.
Okay.
Stars a bitch. Well, thanks for continuing this investigation with me, Kyle.
I knew if we went to sleep, someone was gonna die. I knew it. I was not counting on Oswald, but God damn.
I fucking love that before you guys went to bed, you were like, I'm gonna murder him.
Yeah.
And you said that in the tavern.
I said that was plan B.
That was great.
But yeah.
Well, thanks, folks, for joining us in part 2 of, I guess, what's going to be a 3-parter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we gotta be somewhat close.
Yeah, we're close. Yeah. You're coming into day 3.
Yeah.
The day of the feast. So. Anyway, thanks for joining us, everybody. Join us again for the conclusion of this interesting investigation. We'll see where it goes. Say goodnight, Kyle.
Night, Kyle.